Hi, this is Yaz, and I'm here with Michael Buble for an Asia exclusive interview. Now, Michael, tell us, it's been 2 years since you released your last album called It's Time. So what have you been up to?
I've been working and actually making the record Call Me Irresponsible. It took about 5 months, so I've been busy but happy. Thank you for asking.
You're most welcome. Let's talk about your third and latest album, Call Me Irresponsible, which is due for worldwide release on 30th of April. Now, why the title, Call Me Irresponsible?
I just thought Call Me Irresponsible was a better name than Call Me Al. It made more sense to me, and I am a bit irresponsible, and I don't think irresponsibility is a bad thing necessarily. I think that you need to be a little irresponsible to fall in love in the first place, so it was just kind of a nice message. And I love the song too, and the message of the song, which is that you can call the guy irresponsible, you can call the girl unreliable, you can throw an undependable, but when it comes down to it, if you have a capacity to really love and to be sincere, then it's okay to be a little irresponsible.
Now, how would you describe this album? Is it like an extension of its time, which is all about love, or something different? What can we expect?
Well, I really hope that you can expect a better record. I think it's more exciting. I think that I took a few more risks, and at the same time I tried to show growth without alienating the audience that had been good enough to buy the first records. And every record that I make will be an extension of the previous record, but hopefully it'll be different and better. I really do hope so. I can only hope.
Now, this album, I understand, will have classics such as I've Got the World on a String, Call Me Irresponsible, and Me and Mrs. Jones. Was there a particular reason for choosing these classics?
There's absolutely a big reason, because, these songs are timeless, and, I think that the message that they speak of are messages that we can all relate to. We're talking about love, and you know about love, even though you come from the other side of the world, you still can love.
Now, in your last album, you wrote Home, which turned out to be a huge hit. We love it on Class 95. We're still playing it. And now in this new album, I hear you've got 2 brand new original recordings. So did you have a hand in writing these 2 new songs?
Well, more than a hand. I had my whole body, my foot, my mind, my heart. I wrote the songs. I'm not a great co-writer. I'm one of those people that comes up with most of the song, the concept, the whole melody, and then gets some help with the lyrics and putting the song in a good form. I'm not trying to take all the I don't want to have all the happiness and clapping and the adulation. I don't need to take that. I mean, I've already got my face on the record. But yeah, these songs come from me. They're not really songs that I sort of sit down and write with someone else. I sit and come up with most of the body of the work, and then I have the greatest lyricist in the world and a great musician help me to put it onto paper.
Okay, so tell us more about these 2 new songs then.
Yeah, well, both of them are, a remark on the state of love. One of them, of course, I'm absolutely in love, and the other one, I'm out. And one of them is a light, fun, John Mayer-ish kind of mix of Michael Buble and acoustic sounding thing that was produced by Bob Rock, who's one of the great rock producers in the world, and Metallica and AC/DC and so many different bands he's done. And I thought it was kind of cool for me to spread my wings a little bit and to work with him. And he gave me exactly what I wanted, a nice edgy, but acoustic feel, unplugged kind of feel. And then with Lost, I was in an 8-year relationship, and it ended. And both of us were, we loved each other very much, and we were good friends, but we weren't in love anymore. And so I wanted to write an anthem for, star-crossed lovers that maybe it hasn't worked out for them, but it doesn't mean they have to discard each other, and that, I wanted to write a hopeful and inspirational song, not a really sad song. So that's what that is.
Let's talk about your first single, Everything. What inspired the song?
Just being in love and being happy, and not everything I write about is always autobiographical. It's not always an inspiration, but there's always something to be inspired by, and it always helps. Listen, when I wrote Home, I was out on the road for 4 years without being home at all. So it was easy for me to write that song. Not that it was so autobiographical, but it was what I was living.
Well, just to let you know, Everything has been really well received on Class 95. So how do you feel about that?
I feel amazed by that. I'm really happy. You can never expect it, You do your best and you hope.
So is it just Boyz II Men for collaborations, or?
No. I also had Yvonne Lins sing a beautiful Brazilian duet with me, and Stevie Nicks even came into the studio to sing with me. But it didn't make the record, but we sang together and we love each other.
Now, Michael, I know this is going to be a tough question, but if you really had to choose which would be your personal favorite in this album?
My personal favorite is the duet of an Eric Clapton standard called You Look Wonderful Tonight, and it's myself and Ivan Lins, and he sings in Portuguese and I sing in English, and we both sing about the same thing, taking a woman for granted and looking at her again and realizing how beautiful she is and why we fell in love with her in the first place.
You know, I think you've set the bar quite high for yourself. I mean, your last album, It's Time, it broke the all-time record for the highest number of weeks at number one by any artist. In fact, it spent 76 weeks at number one on the Billboard's top traditional jazz albums chart. So any nerves about how people are going to respond to this album?
Yes, absolutely. I have lots of nerves. I think it's important to have nerves. I think it would be really kind of ugly if I figured that I was the greatest ever and that I was, no matter what, I'm going to be huge. I think that, you go out and you reach within yourself and you make the best record you can make, and you're sincere and you give as much love as you can, and then you hope that people dig it. You can only hope. You can't talk them into it. You can't trick them into it. They have to hear the music and feel it and get it, and I really hope they do.
Let's talk about love. We hear you're now dating Emily Blunt from The Devil Wears Prada. So how do you guys get together?
Well, I am, and I won't tell you.
Okay. So was the song Everything written for her?
I think it was inspired by her.
Right. How do you guys make it work since both of you are based in different countries?
We like each other a lot. We make it work, I think that you find a way.
Right. Michael, we love you here in Singapore. So when are you coming back for another concert?
So soon. I don't know when, but as soon as I can. I can't wait to be there. I love it there. Great audiences.
And will you pop by to our Class 95 studio for a Chinwag?
What is a Chinwag?
Chat. Chit-chat.
Oh, a chat. Yes, in Canada we call it a schnookly dookly. What the hell is a Chinwag? I've never heard of a Chinwag.
You haven't heard of a Chinwag? Okay. Anyway, so will you pop by to the Class 95 studio the next time you're down in Singapore?
Absolutely. I've been supported by you guys, and I'd love to show up there.
Would you like to say something to your fans in Singapore?
Thank you. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you so much for supporting me. I appreciate it greatly. And on behalf of all my idols and all the great songwriters, thank you for keeping this music alive.